We are now seeing the third generation of Scindias in Indian cricket administration, in Madhya Pradesh cricket administration, because the newly minted president of MPCA is Mahanaryaman Rao Scindia. Thank you very much for
Thank you so
talking to
much.
us,
Thank you.
Mahanaryaman. The first thing first, three generations now.
Ji.
It's a great legacy.
Absolutely.
Now, I would just like to ask you one thing from your grandfather, one thing from your father.
Yes.
That you will pick out and would like to see being imbibed into your administration.
I think from my grandfather, it was his ability to spot talent, but not only encourage them, but also give them opportunity. And along with that, give them a sense of job security. When he was minister, he would give his teams a chance to hold jobs in his railway ministry or his aviation ministry. So similarly, I would like to do the same, to be able to spot talent and nurture them and give them the opportunity. We're doing that a little bit through MPL, but also give them a sense of job security. From my father, definitely his ability to perform excellently in administration. He's really changed the way MPCA works. He's made it extremely professional. We've hired an amazing CEO with Rohit Pandit, really delivering on execution, on policy, on scouting systems, on nurturing systems, on mentorship. But along with that, also how to activate and identify the right people in the right position to give the most amount of impact. So on one hand, you have, and also always delivering on the path of righteousness. So what is right and what is wrong. And no matter what the issue is or who it is, never sway from what is right. So these two learnings are very important from both my grandfather and my father.
New generation always comes in with a new thought process.
Yes.
And the sport has changed so much today. What is your priority number one, really? Is it, you spoke about talent scouting, but
Yes.
what about, with changing times, technology? I'm just kind of throwing in technology, but the canvas is really yours.
No, I mean, in my opening speech, actually, I talked a lot about technology. Today, there are various ways in which technology is incorporated in training. With AI technology, there is also a way to identify how a person is swinging, where he is going wrong, how his drives can be improved, even in terms of bowling. How what their speeds are, where the off swing is going. All these things can be looked at with a very microscopic eye, using cameras and AI, but also data-driven approaches. Now, a lot of areas we use still notebooks, etc., to score and then produce profiles of particular cricketers. I would like to see how we can include technology to create data-driven decisions on even selections and scouting processes. So that's two very easy kind of ways to see where we can integrate technology. The third way, of course, is how to do it in terms of ticketing. Right? Today you have a huge ticketing infrastructure, with QR codes and that kind of technology coming in. How do we integrate that into new stadiums to make them more modern? So that's a third way of looking at it. So these are the areas in terms of technology. I think in terms of administration, I'd really like to work on strengthening compliance, strengthening accounting processes, and strengthening the relationship between district level cricket and MPCA. I think that's an area where we still need to do some work. And I would really want all my districts to be highly compliant. Not that they're not, but there are always issues with respect to new regulations, with respect to accounting, etc., which I'd like to focus on. So these are two areas apart from scouting and talent building that I'd like to look at.
I remember one of the areas I would just like to spotlight, since you are a young administrator. Fans are a very, very important and integral part of the sports ecosystem.
Yes.
But the fan experience in India is far from delightful. What do you think about a new age administrator? What kind of fan experiences do you hope to deliver?
So, I think in terms of the fan experience, I think around in and around the stadiums, there's a lot of opportunity where you can create a lot of interesting experiences with respect to food, with respect to entertainment. So, kind of like we did with the MPL as well, which is now a really big success. Which is we create a carnival-like environment for people around the stadium. So even though it's difficult to find food sometimes in stadiums, you can always, while you're walking in, buy a whole lot of different snacks and drinks and come into the stadium. That's one part. The other part is, of course, entertainment. I think within the stadium, how we can look at entertainment. So, for example, in MPL, now this also depends on which kind of format of cricket there is, whether it's a World Cup, whether it's a local tournament, because each of these have its own regulation in terms of airtime, in terms of pre and post entertainment. So depending on which format and which area you're looking into, I think entertainment is an area that we definitely can see how to improve on. But along with that, I said in terms of the fan experience centers for fans, right? Now you have AI, so how you can integrate AI into even
Absolutely.
experience areas, so you can visualize your idol cricketer in front of you and maybe start taking pictures, try and get a whole lot of areas where signed t-shirts and caps are present so that people can buy a lot of memorabilia. So that kind of stuff is always engaging.
Also, when we talk about integrating fans into what you're doing, is there sort of a template that you want to come up with and hand over to BCCI, a unique template that comes out of MPCA and then is adopted by
Yeah, I mean,
BCCI, adopted by World Cricket? Is there something on your mind that you would like
in
to
terms of the fan
present?
experience, I think this is the areas that we're working on, even in, I guess, even
Or
in,
anything else apart from fans, if
yeah,
there
in
is any
terms
other
of,
template that you would like to create for World Cricket?
I think first in terms of fan experience, this is this part. B, with MPL, we've already started something cool, which is we've launched a game. So we have the MPL stick cricket game, which allows people to play online. You know, the old stick cricket that you had. So we've
Yeah.
reincorporated that in a more modern sense. So now we have around 12,000 downloads in this year itself.
Wow.
Where people can choose a team and then there's a target and then you start batting based on a direction that the ball comes and you meet your target. We're also starting peer-to-peer online, which makes it a little bit more engaging for people. It also gives the opportunity for new talent to kind of get some kind of eyeball attention. So sometimes people don't know who these people are, where they're from. So using those cards, you get to know who the players are, where they're from, which state they're from, etc. That's another way of player engagement and awareness. The third area is ad revenue. A lot of leagues have not been successful in terms of being profitable enough. So what we do is we create an ad space within the real estate of your mobile phone. So when you open the app, it gives you a stadium-like environment. And within that, there are different ad spaces. So you have the main screen ad space. You have also the periphery ad space around. So that gives you an additional source of income, and it expands your revenue because now you have not just a stadium capacity, you have a capacity across maybe even India. So you can have like 15, 20 lakh people playing your game, and therefore you have eyeballs all around the country, which gives you a higher amount of ad spend capability.
Very interesting. Have you already made it a
Yeah, it's
profitable?
live. It's
Have you
live.
already made it into a profitable league?
Yes, absolutely. So we've been profitable since the first year itself. And this is the second year going this year itself where we've been highly profitable again. And third year, we hope to increase our margins and be even more profitable and then reinvest our corpus into cricketing infrastructure, scholarships, and support systems for players.
Rajat Patidar has been one of your biggest finds from the state. Who are the others in the pipeline we will see play for India and for IPL?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of players. You have Venkatesh Iyer, you have Ankit Verma, you have Avesh Khan, you have Saransh Jain. You have all these young stars kind of brewing from grassroots levels. and our aim is to create more of these stars. The other area that we want to focus on is creating better cricketing infrastructure around the state on a district level. So how do we partner with companies, even if MPCA cannot invest in them? How do we partner with private institutions and private players to kind of create more cricketing grounds, cricketing infrastructure? The second is one want to work on creating a excellent center of cricket. I want to have one main center of cricket where you have the best technology, you have the best gyms, you have the best cricketing infrastructure, you have the best coaches, and you also have a residential section where people can stay in. So you can have 1 month, 2 months training programs with the best facilities.
It's like an MPCA hostel.
Exactly, an MPCA hostel where you can find the talent pool, put them into the hostel, and then start training them on a regular basis, and really invest in highest quality standards when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to health, when it comes to physiotherapy, when it comes to gym infrastructure, all of these things, coaching, everything.
Sounds very ideal to me. Let's talk a little bit about you. You were in Doon School,
Yes.
then went to an Ivy League college in the US.
Yes.
When did this bug to enter cricket administration bite you?
So I think honestly, when I started my role in GDCA, I was never really into administrative parts, to be honest. I liked playing the sport, but I was never really interested in being an administrator. But when I got the opportunity to be a part of GDCA, it made me realize how much impact you can create being an administrator. Even though you can't be on the field as much anymore due to maybe injuries or just not getting the chance to play because there's no hard in time, you can actually create a lot of impact by being an administrator, and that really inspired me to climb up that ladder and work harder and create a roadmap for Madhya Pradesh cricket. And that's when the idea of starting Madhya Pradesh Premier League really came in.
Now, I will use that operative word that you've given me, that is impact.
Yes.
I will name 3 impact players
Yes.
of India
Yes.
across generations. You tell me, what is the kind of trait, because these are all impact players, you would like to pick up from each of them.
Absolutely.
And, imbibe in the work that you do. Number 1, Sachin Tendulkar. Number 2, MS Dhoni. Number 3, Virat Kohli.
So for Sachin Tendulkar, it's consistency. I think his ability to perform at the highest level, with the immense amount of pressure and really deliver. He's like the Messi of cricket.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have
Messiah of-
yeah. Then you have MS Dhoni, who shows you the real willpower and determination. His ability to be very adaptable, whether he's wicket keeping or whether he has to be put into the foray of batting. As an 8th man down, 9th man down, but still performing and then delivering for his country. So I think these two, adaptability and determination, along with consistency.
What about Virat Kohli?
Virat Kohli is, I'd say, the power of youth. I think that even though he's not that much of a symbol of youth anymore, when you hear the word Virat Kohli, you always see him as a person who transformed cricket into a healthier sport, focused on things like nutrition and gym. He changed the way cricket is looked at in India. You're looking at people who are focusing on being the most high-performing athletes in India.
When we talk about any sport, the athlete starts at maybe the village level, the panchayat level, then the state level, then the national level, international level. You've already crossed a few barriers. As an administrator, you are at the state level, you are growing your state cricket. What next for you?
Well, right now I'm just focusing on my state.
What's your bigger picture? What's your vision?
My vision is to create impact in my state first. I think that rather than looking up, it's important to look down and look straight when you're given a position of creating impact. Because when you look up, then you think about yourself. So you got to think about the people around you, and you got to think about the people below you, and how you can really create the impact there. And if the chance arises, the people around you and the people below you will push you up.
I'm really tempted to ask this. Virat Kohli uses a word, and a lot of players, not just Virat Kohli, uses a word called visualization.
Yes.
do you visualize to be your in your grandfather's chair, the BCCI president's chair, a few years down the line? Do you visualize?
I mean,
when you are in your own space?
yeah, I mean, obviously, my grandfather, both my father and my grandfather are my idols, and given the chance, I'd love to see if I can get there as an opportunity. But I think, as I said earlier, I think my main focus is to create impact where I am, and really give my 100% here and make my people and my fellow sportsmen and youngsters proud.
Well, absolute delight
Yes.
talking to you,
Yes.
and keep making those impacts and those changes.
No, thank you
every
so
day.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.